José Catessa and Pachi Sabino are fish traders at Tombas Beach, near the city of Benguela. They say they are not catching as much fish as they once did. They blame foreign trawlers for this scarcity, especially Chinese fishing vessels.
It is the Chinese trawlers that are causing the fish to abandon our fishing zone to go far away, so it's more difficult for us.
The scarcity of fish coming to the local markets is reflected in the price, according to Sabino. 3 fish used to cost 2,500 kwanzas, he says, but now costs twice as much, 5,000 kwanzas. That's just over $6.
People complain.
The arrests are part of a crackdown on foreigners engaged in illegal gold mining. Take it away from him! The men are confronted deep in the woods in makeshift camps they call home. This operation found these Chinese workers spread across 30 small-scale mines in Ghana's central, western, and Ashanti regions. It's a tough life from the look of these surroundings. Rounds of ammunition and at least 5 guns, including this pump-action and single-barreled rifle, have been seized.
15 rounds. The Ghanaian court has remanded.
Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back to Hail and Ride Africa YouTube channel. As you can see in this intro video clip, how the Chinese, some of the Chinese miscreants in Africa are stealing fishes from Angola's water, allegedly. But you know, because the Angola people have no much capacity to monitor their waters, that's why when this stuff happens, since we don't have picture evidence of them really doing it, they will deny it until when you catch them. Remember, not long time ago, how they caught them, as you see in the clip as well, stealing gold from Ghana, mining illegal gold from Ghana. These miscreants, Chinese in Africa, doing this stuff to our people. You know, I don't know why most of the other groups, when they set their foot in Africa, they always steal from Africa. This is not Chinese alone that have steal from Africa. It's just that now that Africa are waking up, when such a thing happens, they go directly to these people doing it. Because we know that the Europeans have stolen from Africa. Even some are still doing it up to today. And the Arabs as well. So the Chinese are not the only groups that when they go to Africa, the next thing they're going to do is to steal from Africa. But I don't know why when these people reason sometimes, you know. Is it because Africa, they are very welcoming people? Or maybe they think that Africa are so naive, people in Africa are so naive, or they have brain, they don't understand even their environment or something like that. Why these people go to Africa and start doing this kind of bad behavior? And most of the time, they don't punish them as they should. Because most of the time they will just deport these people, but they will not put them in prison in Africa. But I think they should, as a deterrent method, first of all, take them to court and try them. And if they're found guilty, they should put them in prison with the other African people there, so that they will see, they will taste the life in African prison. Because Some of our African brothers and sisters are in prison all over the world. But when you come to Africa, you don't see foreigners in African prison because it seems that we love foreigners more than our own people. That's what it looks like now. Because I don't see why you catch somebody stealing, and just because he's not from Africa, you don't put him in prison, him or her in prison, as you do to our African brothers and sisters. Those Chinese, those bandits, they should, when they catch them, they should put them in prison straight away without wasting time. So the idea of being too lenient on these people should be over. We shouldn't be lenient on these people that bent to take everything that Africa have. And because when you watch the video and you see how the locals in Angola, their fish prices, how it has risen up. So this is not like it's not affecting the local people, the people of Angola or the people of Africa. This is affecting us in a serious way. There's no reason why somebody will travel all the way from China to come and start doing this kind of bad behavior still in Africa. And the only reason why they do this is because of lack of punishment. Because I believe that if we have been punishing them, those people doing this stuff like this, they won't be coming to Africa to do that. But because when we catch them, we just maybe tell them to leave the country. But before we tell them to leave the country, we should first of all put them in prison where they belong, so that they will not leave the country and travel to other parts of Africa. Because Africa, we don't have a database. Most of the countries in Africa have no database or fingerprint to do this kind of people, so that they will not, come back to Africa. And the stuff is that, people are saying that Chinese, they're coming to Africa to, do some business, some legal business. But we see from time to time that these people are not coming to Africa for in a right way. They are coming to Africa to take from Africa because they think that the Africans are dumb. We don't know what's going on. That's why they can, travel to our water up and down and start fishing there. And probably they will take this, they will ship this fish back to China. You see, because African countries are not so rich, because most of the developed countries, even Chinese, you can, if they see any foreigners in their sea, in their waters, they will track the person down, or the ship or any object, foreign object in their waters. They will track it down and they make sure that they know what's going on there. But because Africans are not so rich, to monitor their waters, but sometimes they don't have a need to do that. But now you see there's a need to monitor your land and all the stuff you have, because water is a resource. But people don't know that water is part of resources in many countries, because water comes with a lot of stuff there. In water, in water we have you have fuel in water, petroleum. You have fish. You have all kind of resources in water, so you need to monitor your water and monitor people, what people are doing there, because we see this what they did in Ghana. You know, this Chinese. These people are so desperate. You know, I don't know why they are so desperate. Even though the Chinese have, you know, they have, you know, developed. You can compare them, you know, Chinese, you know, their country to Africa, but when you see them doing this, some of them doing this kind of stuff, it's not good for the country. The Chinese people as well, because these people are bringing bad names to their people. But we're not saying that all the Chinese in Africa are doing this kind of stuff. We just, you know, when this stuff happens, you know, we point it out. That's what we do, so that people will not think that we don't like the Chinese people. Africa, we are very welcoming. That's why we even welcome the criminals in our land. And hopefully, the Angolan government should take this serious and, you know, tell these people, you know, go to their embassy, talk to them, and say if they catch them, they're gonna go to prison. They're gonna spend 10 years or more in prison, and not a special prison for them. They shouldn't have a special prison for this miscreant. They should put them in the same prison that our people are inside. So that they taste this life in prison in Africa, so that they won't come back to do such a thing. Thank you for watching. Please like our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can, and comment, you know, tell us what you think about the video, you know, why, if this is not true or not, but, you know, it's true. There's elements of truth here, as you see in those videos I shared. So, Amir Bratan, as the Russians call me, the mood. See you in our next video. Peace.